Hi everyone, Carol from Carol's Vintage Treasures, and these are my top 24 sales in 2024. And this is going to reflect my sales on Etsy. What I did was I went into Etsy and I filtered for a year, and then I started pulling out good sales, and then I narrowed them down to my best sales and the best 24. So I will tell you what sold. This was a great year for me. First year I started doing this full time. I quit my job last year. I was working at Goodwill. I worked there for 6 months. It was just too hard for me. So I decided to take an early retirement and do reselling full time. So that's been working out good for me so far. I'm going to go ahead and show you what sold this year, starting with the lowest to the highest. The highest kind of surprised me. Might surprise you too. So let's see. Coming in at number 24 is this tray set. And it was a Japanese floral tray set. And it was 2 trays. They were plastic, decorative Japanese art trays. They sold for $33.59. These usually come in a set of 3. They were bundled in a set of 3, but one of the smallest one was broken, so I couldn't sell it. So I just sold the set of 2, and they sold for $33.49. Holly's getting her regular drink of water when I start filming. She always does this. It wouldn't be a video without Holly doing her little thing over there. Okay, next thing was this Viewmaster set. I was able to get a bunch of Viewmasters from Shop Goodwill, and they had the reels with them. So I broke them up into sets, and this is one of the sets that sold for $34.99. And it was the Viewmaster toy with 10 reels, sold for $35.99. It did have one of them was broken. There was a little film missing right here. I don't know if my cursor's going to pick that up or not. But still a really good sale. There were some Barbie, there was some Winnie the Pooh, there was some Mickey Mouse, and really, really good sale. So my next item is this fish. And I just happened to pot in this when I was going through the wood items in Goodwill. And just did an image search and found out it was selling for a pretty good amount. I sold mine for $34.99. It was handcrafted wood and metal fish, a brown and silver tone, handcrafted from Guyana. It was 24 inches. It was really nice. And this was a sale to, I think, somebody in Europe. I know it was an international sale. Okay, my next item is a house hippo. I pick these up when I see them because they do sell pretty well. This was a very unusual one. Someone had donated to my Goodwill. I usually go to a bunch of these animals. I think there was an elephant and some other animals. But looked them up, and they were lovey patchwork animals. And this was the house hippo. Sold for $34.99. Very good sale. I always pick up house hippos when I see them because they sell pretty well for me. Okay, next item's another Viewmaster sale. This one had a case with it. It was really nice. It was part of the Shop Goodwill auction. So I think I got 3 Viewmasters and some reels in that auction. and I didn't pay very much for them. So I just split them up into lots, and it worked out well for me. So people are looking for these if you happen to see them. Next thing I sold was this Rainbow Bright doll. She was in bad condition when I picked her up. Her face was all dirty, her clothes were disgusting, and her hair was a mess. But I did the best I could with her. I think I got her looking pretty good there. She sold for $34.99. And I just found her with a group with the stuffed animals. Um, she was kind of sticking out there for me with that bright color. I knew what she was, so I grabbed her. And I don't think I paid more than $4 or $5 for this, which is usually what I try to keep down. I try to keep down my cost of plush because sometimes it just doesn't sell for a whole lot, but that one did. My next sale is a jewelry sale, and it was a Brighton floating heart badge clip necklace sold for $34.99. Brighton sells really well for me, and I always try to pick it up when I see it. This was in a Goodwill auction, shop Goodwill auction. So, yeah, and it was the type you could put a little ID badge at the end of, like if you're going to school or working. But that was a good sale. Okay, next thing I sold was a Temptations baking dish, sold for $34.99. Temptations has become kind of oversaturated in the market, and it doesn't sell as well as it used to. But sometimes you can pick up some pieces that'll sell pretty well. And I have sold a few pieces of Temptations this year, but this was the best one at $34.99. And my next item was a holiday sale. This was Raz Imports Holiday Nativity Scene with Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus. It was wood and painted gold. It was really beautiful. Sold for $37.09. I had this, I got it at the end of last year, so it didn't sell last year. But it did sell this year, and that was great. My next highest sale was a Rolodex. It sold for $38.49. I do pick up Rolodexes when I find them, when they're not in really bad shape, they're not too scratched up. You do have to check out their quality. And I always try to put in the model number so people know which model number they're getting. Some people are looking for specific models. So this one sold for $38.49. That was really good. My next sale was this Majelica style ceramic planter with frogs all around it. I found a bunch of these at Goodwill. I think a antique booth had shut down, and I found this and some vases and a bunch of other stuff, which I bought. I paid up for them a little bit, but I think I paid under $10 for this, and it sold for $38.49. And I sold another one too, I believe, just like this. So, okay, my next highest sale was this World of Snoopy designer outfit. It was for the talking Snoopy, and it's the Flying Ace outfit with a jacket and scarf and the goggles. It sold for $40.59. And I found 3 of these. They were on the bottom shelf in the gift department at Goodwill, and they were under $5 each when I picked them up. So that was a good turnaround. I've sold another one, and I only have one left to sell. So that's pretty good. Next thing I sold was the Simpsons Clue game. It was $41.99, and it was in pretty good condition. All the game pieces were sealed, even though the box was opened. So I think that was really good. See, they're like that. There's a holly here. Some of my pictures, I'm telling you. I'm trying to do a better job. That's one of my goals for 2025, do a better job with my pictures and my listings, because sometimes I get to be in a hurry and I don't pay attention to small things like that. All right, my next best sale was this. It's a Hubley cast iron cat doorstop on a bench. And this, I did some research on it, and it was I can't remember now, and I didn't put it in the listings what year it was from, but it was pretty old. Did have a little bit of paint loss on it. I did notate that it had some slight paint wear, but it sold for $41.99. And I found that at Goodwill too. I think most of these things I have found at Goodwill or Goodwill auctions. Okay, this vase was a surprise for me because I did some research and found out it was a Mirla Lassie of Finland vase, and it was a clear ruffle handkerchief vase. You can kind of tell with these by the sheen. If I don't know if it's picking up on the video, but there's kind of a unusual sheen about it. I went ahead and listed it, and it sold for $47.59. That was a really good sale, and I did pay up for that a little bit, but clearly worth it. It didn't have any markings on it, but I could just tell from the way it looked and the other pictures I saw in my online search that that's what it was. Okay, my next highest sale was this set of billiard balls, pool balls. It was a mini pool ball set, and it was for like a mini pool table. It sold for $48.99, and they came in a box like that. The box was kind of destroyed. They taped it up really well, and it was kind of dirty, but I did disclose that and show good pictures. So that did sell for $41.99. I'm sorry, $48.99. And that was a good sale. My next highest sale was this set of tarot cards. It was $52.49. These were from Doreen Virtue. They're pretty sought after, and this was from my own collection. Just decided to let go of some stuff that I don't use anymore. And I'm glad I did because they were $52.49. My next highest sale is the same thing, but a different style. These are the Archangel cards, tarot cards, Doreen Virtue again, $52.49, same price. So if you see these in the thrift store, don't discount them. They're worth money. A lot of them are out of print, and people are looking for them. Okay, my next highest item was an Elvis Presley doll. I got this from a Shop Goodwill auction. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it. I'm sure it was under $30. But he sold for $54.59. And this is the 68 television special anniversary collection doll. And I think it was made by Mattel. Yeah, it was made by Mattel. He was pretty nice. The box was beat up a little bit. It did have some damage, which I showed in my listing. But that was a really good sale. I do look for Elvis dolls when I can get them cheap enough online auctions. They're usually not in the Goodwill stores. excuse me, because they send those right to e-commerce when they get them in. They don't even put them out on the shelves anymore. Okay, you might remember this one. This was one of my bucket list items. Mary Mushroom by Sears canister, sold for $55.99. It did have a little wear to it. It wasn't in the best condition, but somebody's purchased it to love it. And here's what the marking looks like on the bottom if you ever run across them. This was from 1977, and it is marked Japan. But I was so happy. I found this and a coffee cup and a creamer, and they all sold. The coffee cup and the creamer weren't in really good shape, so they didn't make the top sellers. This is the next top seller that I had. A Pee Wee Herman doll, sold for $55.99. I got him in a shop Goodwill auction. Didn't pay very much. And I can't remember exactly how much. He was a little worn out. He had some stains on his clothing, and he had some paint loss on his head and some scuffing on his shoes. But he did sell for $55.99. This is one of the dolls I look for in auctions. I have another one listed in my store right now. And that was a good sale. My next highest sale was this Elvis Presley doll, sold for $61.59. And I think he went to Germany. Yeah, because he was held up in customs a little while. I'm not sure why, but I think they got him in time for Christmas. I didn't hear any more from them. She had asked me about it right before, like a few days before Christmas, and I was able to track it down through the tracking number. But $61.59, that's pretty good. And my next highest sale was this Spode cookie jar. It is the clear one. You can tell it's Spode from the Santa on the top there. Very nice. I actually found it in the box. I believe I found this last year. Well, I found a lot of things last year, right after Christmas or right before Christmas, so it was too soon to sell them after Christmas, if that makes any sense at all. I hope it does. Okay, here we are to the number one top seller, this cat. This is Hasbro Joy for All gray and white companion cat. It's interactive, it meows and it purrs. It is lifelike, it is realistic. I put a video in there of it so they could see the head goes up and down, it lifts its paw, it purrs, it meows. I got a really sweet picture from the guy who bought it for his mom as a companion, sitting on the couch petting it. Got really nice feedback from them too. So $89.59 for a plush. Do not discount plush. There are some that can sell for a lot of money. I always, and it's pretty easy to sell, pretty easy to take pictures of and list. It's pretty easy to ship. So don't discount plush. That's why I say that. $89.59, almost $90 for a stuffed animal is fantastic. So those were my top 24 sales for 2024. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it shows you a little bit of what sells on Etsy. So maybe you can look out for these items. And that's all I have for today. I'm putting this out New Year's Eve. I hope you have a very happy new year, a very prosperous 2025. I hope you make a lot of great sales and find some fantastic treasures. And that's all I have for today. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.